Dear friends, today I want to speak to you about a profound truth rooted in the teachings of Buddhism, a truth that has the potential to transform the way we live, the way we perceive, and the way we experience the world around us. It is the power of not reacting. In a world that is constantly changing, where challenges, surprises, and provocations arise at every turn, it is so easy to become ensnared by our immediate impulses. When someone criticizes us, we feel the surge of anger. When something doesn't go as planned, frustration wells up. When a desire is left unfulfilled, we feel discontent. But what if I told you that there is immense strength in stepping back, observing, and choosing not to react? This is not the weakness of passivity. It is the strength of mastery. In Buddhist philosophy, we are taught about the concept of upaya, or skillful means. And one of the most skillful means we can cultivate is the art of observing without immediate reaction. Why? Because reaction is often rooted in ignorance. It stems from a mind that has not yet fully understood the nature of reality. When we react impulsively, what are we doing? We are allowing external events to dictate the state of our mind. We become slaves to circumstances, tethered to the push and pull of every word, every action, and every outcome. But when we step back, when we choose not to react, we reclaim our freedom. We say to the world, "You may do as you wish, but my peace is my own. My mind is my domain." Let us explore why this power of not reacting is so transformative. 1. The impermanence of all things. Buddhism teaches us the principle of anicca, impermanence. Everything in life is fleeting. The joys, the sorrows, the successes, the failures, they arise and they pass away. When we react impulsively, we are clinging to something that is already dissolving. Imagine being angry at a cloud for blocking the sun. But even as you're angry, that cloud is shifting, transforming, and eventually disappearing. Life's challenges are like those clouds. They are transient. When we recognize this truth, we realize that reacting is not only unnecessary, it is futile. By not reacting, we align ourselves with the flow of impermanence. We learn to let go, to release our attachments, and to trust that whatever storm we face will eventually pass. 2. The freedom of mindful observation. Buddha said, "As a solid rock is not shaken by the wind, so the wise are not shaken by praise or blame." Think about the depth of this teaching. To live with a mind that is unmoved by external forces is to live with true freedom. When we react, we lose our clarity. Our emotions cloud our judgment, and we act in ways that may not align with our deeper values. But when we pause, when we observe our emotions without being swept away by them, we create a space for wisdom to arise. This space is mindfulness, and mindfulness is the key to liberation. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone insults you. Your immediate impulse might be to lash out, to defend yourself, to prove them wrong. But what happens when you pause? When you take a breath and simply observe the situation, you realize that their words are just sounds in the air. Their opinion does not define you. Their anger belongs to them, not to you. And in that moment of non-reaction, you are free. The strength of patience. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha said, "Conquer anger by love. Conquer evil by good. Conquer the miser with generosity and the liar with truth." These are not just poetic words. They are a call to embody patience, a virtue that blossoms from the power of not reacting. When we do not react, we cultivate patience. And patience is not weakness. It is strength. It is the strength to endure without resentment to wait without agitation, and to respond with wisdom rather than emotion. Consider the image of a lotus flower. The lotus grows in muddy waters, yet it rises above the muck, untouched and pristine. In the same way, when we practice non-reaction, we rise above the chaos of the world. We remain centered, grounded, and unshaken. 4. The ripple effect of peace. Not reacting is not just about our own peace of mind. It is also about the energy we bring into the world. When we react with anger, we spread anger. When we react with fear, we spread fear. But when we choose not to react, we break the cycle. We create a ripple of peace that extends far beyond ourselves. Think about this. How many conflicts in the world could be avoided if just one person chose not to react? How many relationships could be healed if we paused before speaking? How much suffering could be alleviated if we met provocation with understanding rather than retaliation? The power of not reacting is not passive. It is active. It is the active choice to bring peace into a world that so desperately needs it. 5. The path to inner mastery. Ultimately, the practice of not reacting leads us to mastery. Not mastery over others, but mastery over ourselves. And this is the highest form of power. When we do not react, we are no longer controlled by our fears, our desires, or our aversions. We become like the still surface of a lake, reflecting the world as it is without distortion. And in that stillness, we find clarity, wisdom, and compassion. Non-reaction is not about suppressing our emotions. It is about understanding them. It is about seeing our anger, our sadness, and our fear as they arise, and greeting them with kindness rather than judgment. Imagine your mind as a temple. Every time you choose not to react, you keep that temple clean and sacred. You do not allow the dirt of the world to tarnish its sanctity. And in that sacred space, you find the divine, the essence of who you truly are. Dear friends, the power of not reacting is not an abstract concept. It is a practice that we can bring into every moment of our lives. The next time someone tests your patience, take a breath. The next time a desire arises, pause and observe. The next time life throws a challenge your way, remind yourself, this too shall pass. Remember, you are not a leaf blown by the winds of circumstance. You are the tree, rooted and steadfast. You are not the storm. You are the sky that holds it. In the words of the Buddha, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. So let us embrace the power of not reacting. Let us find our strength in stillness, our wisdom in observation, and our peace in patience. In doing so, we will not only transform ourselves, but also the world around us.